Hello, everybody, and we are live tonight, reconnected. We got my friend Dan Kinem from VHS HitFest. What's going on, Dan? Thanks for showing up tonight.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Loving the poster backdrop. Hope everybody appreciates having you here.
Oh, yeah. I had to get in front of the license to drive.
You
One,
got to.
love
When it's time, you got to do the right thing. I love it.
hmm
VHS HitFest, man. It's been a bit. I think the first time you were on, we had either just the corn shucker or maybe it was the first two had come out. It was very early on.
Yeah.
So
mhm.
since then, how's it been? Is everything still feeling good?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel like I spaced out the releases enough to kind of still love doing it. Like it hasn't felt like at all. So it's like
Right.
nice to leisurely just collect the interviews and work on things here and there. So it's been good.
Absolutely. That's good to hear. I'm glad you're still doing it. And are you still like the main man behind it? Is there anybody else that's helping a whole lot? Or are you still like the number one?
Me and my friend Dabby Do, I call him. Also,
That's right. Dabby do.
me and him do. He's like the tech guy. Like I don't do like any editing or like any tech stuff, so he knows how to do all that. So we teamed up, and he films the interviews, and I like ask the questions and find the movies and all that type of stuff. But yep.
So I had somebody ask me this over the last week, and just randomly, I'm gonna put you on the spot and throw it out there. All of these interviews, how are these people doing this? Are you driving all across the country to get some of these? Are they mostly together near one place? Are you just fronting all the money yourself and saying we're going to Oregon next Thursday?
Yeah, basically, they're not together. I wish they were together. Well, there's some releases coming up that were in the Missouri area. I think like 3 releases, but I didn't realize how big of a state Missouri was. So it was still like three
Yeah.
hours away, 3 hours away, and then like 3 hours back. So it was still a bit of a drive, but that I like doing it. As we haven't done like there's a few things where they're in like California and like spread out where I might have to like have them film themselves and then me get on
Right.
like Zoom and like so at least it'll be good quality because they'll be using like a real camera and then I'll just be almost there live. But I'm gonna try and keep it where we just go to each place and me and Dabby do. We normally bring our friend Joel and make like a little trip out of it. I think
Nice.
the next one we're doing is in Tennessee. And like I think we're gonna go to like an amusement park and like do a bunch of other like touristy shit. So that's
Sweet.
fun.
Are you going to Dollywood?
Well, I want to go. Yeah, I want to go to. That's actually the main place my friend wants to go to. We've been there.
Yes.
I think there's a new coaster that since the last time we went that's supposed to be good. So we're probably gonna
Nice.
do that.
I have never been to Dollywood. It sounds like a blast.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
So in the beginning of this, we normally talk about any recent pickups or recent watches. Anything that you want to share with everybody?
Well, pickup wise, I was mentioning it's hard to remember, like, because I have like pre-orders coming. I don't even know. I always get different Vinegar Syndrome stuff. I got that
Right.
How to Build a Time Machine that came.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched that and I liked it. I think the guy's other movie was like Beauty Day, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. That movie blew me away. Like,
Nice.
and I had wanted to watch How to Build a Time Machine, and I almost like paid to rent it. I think it was like $3.99 on Amazon, and like just kept putting it off and putting it off, and then they announced it, so I was happy about that.
Very
Um,
nice.
as far as other things, I watched Breathless. The like,
Ooh, Fun City.
yeah, I like that one too. I'd always been putting that one off because like I love the original so
Right.
much. And like for a while I feel like it was really shit on, like a lot of people had like negative opinions of it, and then more recently I've seen everyone saying it was great, so and I ended up liking it a lot. I mean it's not the original but it's still good.
Nice. Yeah.
How about you?
Uh,
What are you watching?
Recent watches. We have been very behind. I watched Labyrinth with my kids. I
Oh,
got to show them one of my favorites, and I thought that they were going to hate it, and so glad they were transfixed the entire time. And then my oldest, we got to the end where we've got the MC Escher staircase scene or whatever, and my 8-year-old unprompted went, this movie is breaking my brain right now. And I was like, yes, this is perfect. I'm so glad we are setting him up for exact success.
Oh, that's so good. Love that movie.
Yeah,
I feel
love
like,
that movie.
I feel like any movie with that many like practical effects and like just crazy shit happening at all times, like will hold a kid's like attention nowadays. It's that one works for sure.
Plus the magic of Bowie. I mean, it's hard to deny that.
Yeah, I love Bowie, so.
Tom says, congrats on 2 years of Disconnected and 2,000 subs. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that so much. And thanks for the donation there. Tony, you got multiple people from Australia watching you, by the way. Tony says, have you shown your kids The Dark Crystal? No, but that's on the short list for coming up soon for sure. Recent arrivals. The main thing I wanted to highlight tonight, and I don't know if this is your style, but I am so damn impressed with this Bollywood horror box set from Mondo Macabro.
That like I pre-ordered it. Well, my friend owes me a ton of money, so I make him buy everything. He bought 2 of those sets. I have no clue where it is. I've been wanting it to come in so bad.
So we've got 6 individual cases on the inside. All of the films have their original really great artwork in here, and the set is just stupendous. And it's really sad that it didn't do very well for them immediately, because it sounds like they're not going to be doing any more box sets. Plus, I guess this was a giant headache to get produced.
Oh, that's annoying.
So, yeah.
I heard Massacre might be doing a few more like Bollywood movies eventually, so that'd be cool.
Interesting. Yeah, I think they may still do some of these films for sure, but yeah, definitely not in a box set, it sounds like. I think they're going to be doing more like double features or triple features if need be, like single case releases rather than. I think this box set was the biggest headache, and that's why it's March 30th and we just got Halloween sale releases in. So that's tough.
I think I ordered it like day 1, so it seems like it's been forever.
It has been almost 5 months to the day, which is crazy. Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. Oh, I forgot to say, I was talking about watches. I watched Labyrinth, and then the wife and I trying to catch up on John Wick so we can see the 4th one in the theater. She had not seen the 3rd one, and we still haven't got to that. We started the 1st one like 5 days ago, and we just barely finished the 2nd one. So
yeah, I had never seen any until this year, and I
watched
all 3. And I'm gonna eventually see the 4th one. Like I was supposed to see it last week, and then like now I want to see Air. Right? I think
it looks good.
Yeah, I want to see that really bad. So there's a bunch that's coming.
Yeah.
I'm always, wanting to go.
It's a good time right now. Tony says, are all of these 150 minutes each? And that's a great question. 112 minutes on the first one, 145, 146, 122, 140, and 140. Yeah, they are all very long.
Yeah, there's like a billion Bollywood movies on my like watch list. Me and my friend watch movies every Saturday, and we just keep putting them off because they're all like 3 hours each. But they're great once we finally sit down and watch one. I love it. But
I am probably going to get shanked in the comments for this because of how many people that watched this loved it. I still have not watched RRR from last year. 3 hours is a lot to set to the side.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one flies by to me. I wanted to see it in the theater, and like for some reason, I think it only played like a couple days here, and I missed it. And then I was going to travel, but that's worth watching.
Yeah, I bet.
It does not feel like 3 hours at all. Like it's so good. Sometimes, like when they feel long, I feel like it's when the like songs are weaker. In this movie, the songs are great, so it like doesn't drag at all. It's like insane action scene, good song, insane action scene, and that's like over.
It sounds like heaven. I definitely need to watch it. If it was a little more kid friendly, definitely would have watched it already.
Yeah. They would probably be into it. I can't remember what like exactly is bad about it. There's some violent stuff in it for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they would love it. I'm that we would be playing sword fights or something afterwards, though, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We watched Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves recently, and afterwards, my kid immediately, can I have a bow and arrow? Like, dude, it's been 4 minutes.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I forgot that got released. I know, like everyone was shitting on the fact that was like announced or
Love
something.
that movie. Love
Yeah, I
that
was
movie.
excited about it coming out. Like, I feel like a good mixture of like different types of stuff. I'm always in the mood for, like kind of slept on like that time period movies. So
Yeah. And that was an interesting time because obviously Costner was huge, but he wasn't so permeated that people hated him yet. It was
Mhm.
mostly just the accent.
Mm,
It took another 4 or 5 years for everybody to just be like, okay, we're done with him.
yeah, for real.
Tony says Alan Rickman is the true star of Prince of Thieves, obviously.
Hmm. Legend.
Uh, Absolute legend. Gone way too soon. All right, my friend, you ready to discuss some announcements?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, first up, right as the show was done last week, we got some Vinegar Syndrome announcements. First one
Mhm.
being the brand new VSU. We're getting Showgirls. What do you think of Showgirls?
I like the movie. I didn't order it. I've been trying to like force my friend to buy it just so I can rewatch it. I feel like I would like it more now.
Yeah,
I mean, I love Kyle MacLachlan. Um, who's the girl? Elizabeth Berkley, right?
Elizabeth Berkley. Yeah,
Yeah. Just at a convention and like saw she was there. She still looks really good. So that was another like I was like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I don't love the cover, really. The cover.
yeah. I kind of wish it was something different. It seems like they could have gone a little more. Uh, I don't know, not risque necessarily, but a little less neon and a little more like flowery cover girl type something.
Yeah.
And it's hard to beat that original poster. The legs poster is so iconic.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
And
I
the
mean,
hard part, I'm sure it'll be on the inside.
yeah, exactly. I like it more as time goes on, like zooming in and seeing that there's like a little bit more detail than I noticed. But yeah, they could have maybe done a little better with that.
Yeah, honestly, just the fact that the neon is shown here is not lit up around it, so it's going to be moving. That's a
Mhm.
nice touch,
Yep,
but
I agree.
Uh, could be much better, I think.
Yep.
We don't know much about this release, so we won't say a whole lot other than obviously with it being a VSU, it's coming in one of those hard boxes with the magnets and the crazy strip and the book and the slip on the inside of the box and going over the top. It's an expensive release, but with the amount of work that they did on the 4K restoration, it sounds like it will be absolutely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Other announcements from Vinegar Syndrome. We are also getting The Boogeyman on 4K, A Blade in the Dark on 4K, and then a Spanish horror box set called Villages of the Damned. Any of those three that you're familiar with or a big fan of or anything?
I've seen The Boogeyman years and years ago and didn't love it. Um, I feel like I should rewatch it. I watched it on tape, so the quality
Yeah.
a little. I like went back and looked up my rating, and I gave it like a 1.5. So I don't know, that one. I'm like on the fence about. I feel like it was a little bit like I don't love like 70s horror. Sometimes I don't know. If it was like 83
Yeah.
and 1980, maybe I would have liked it more. I don't know. But the Spanish set, I was thinking about grabbing. That one's interesting.
Yeah, and that one you couldn't buy by itself yet, so it made it
Mhm.
difficult if you were super down on one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Blade in the Dark, I just watched fairly recently, and it was honestly a little bit on the tame side for what
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be. It's a Lamberto Bava film, which is really cool. It's nice that we're getting it. I do like the art on the Boogeyman. I'm glad that it sort of matches the aesthetic of the Devonsville Terror that they just did.
Mm-hmm.
That Spanish horror box set, though, that sounds incredible.
Yeah, I agree. And the mystery title too, the like 80s slasher one, that one also like piqued my interest. I was wondering what that was going to be.
Yeah, so let's go over some of those hints here. So, the ones that they dropped, they say, what about the two secret titles? The first is a late 80s slasher
Mm.
made far from Hollywood, both literally and figuratively, which is hitting both Blu ray and 4K for the first time, featuring a never before seen original cut. The second is a real neck snapper from one of the kings of genre filmmaking, also making its world Blu ray and 4K debut. Both offer tremendous entertainment from beginning to end, and have been exclusively scanned and restored by Vinegar Syndrome from their OCNs and are mind-blowingly packed with extras. And then when you go to their other page, they had, for the same titles, they had another sort of play on the hints here. They say, we always try to save the weirdest, wildest, rarest, and or most head-spinning flicks for the secret titles. So as always, we've prepared a doozy. First up, making its world 4K and Blu-ray debut is a cheery regional slasher with an impressive array of creative killings, finally presented as its makers wanted it to be seen, along with its distributor-mandated released version. And perhaps even more exciting, one of the craziest films from a director legendary for his decades worth of cinematic insanity at last hits 4K and Blu-ray, a feat which was years in the making, but completely worth the wait.
Does Cheerleader Camp have a Blu-ray?
Not that I know of, and a lot of people are speculating that for sure.
Oh, really? I didn't read that. I didn't hear the cheery thing until now, so that like popped in my head instantly. I don't know where it was made, but I assume not in Hollywood, so maybe
right.
That one I like. I watched that years and years ago, but I remember thinking that was fun.
The other one that people were thinking it could be after they were hearing the cheery word was the Majorettes. But
okay, that makes sense.
I believe that one had a Blu-ray already.
Oh yeah, I watched it on Blu-ray. Yeah, you're right. But that doesn't mean that it could.
It could be. Vinegar Syndrome is fancy with the way they word some of these, so maybe it's a certain cut is making its Blu-ray debut.
Yeah, that one is made by me, so that is far from Hollywood. And they did Flesh Eaters, so it makes sense.
That's true. Where are you based out of? I don't remember that one.
I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania, but it's like
nice
near Pittsburgh, like the Romero area, and that's where Bill Heinzman made
a lot up there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We one of the bands that I was close to for a long time. They grew up around that whole area up there. They did a documentary of sorts, and one of the big scenes they did was standing in the Monroeville Mall parking lot, and just all of our family was in Dawn of the Dead, and yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, Monroeville. I'm going there on Sunday. There's a convention there.
Nice.
Always in the Monroeville area.
Nice. That's awesome. So yeah, some saw Cheerleader Camp at the drive-in on a double bill with Bad Dreams. That sounds fun. Majorettes is fun, and Suits VS, yes, but again, the whole debut thing is a questionable. It depends on what they're thinking. Erica Schultz, it looks like, has an essay in that Spanish set. That's awesome. I didn't know this. Are you into Ari Aster at all? The Hereditary and Midsommar director?
No, I mean I've seen both of those. Like they're okay. Well, they're not. I don't like them.
They're not for you. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm excited about his new one.
So I didn't know that one. It looks like it's getting an IMAX run. That's crazy.
Okay. We don't have an IMAX theater here, but I will go to like Buffalo or Pittsburgh anytime there's some good IMAX things. So might do that.
Nice. Very nice. Cheerleader Camp only has an out-of-print DVD from Anchor Bay. So yeah, it very well could be that one.
That has to be it. And it's late 80s. I think maybe like 88 or something. So that all like fits pretty well.
Knowing the way Vinegar Syndrome gives hints, it's probably either obviously that or something that like 19 people have heard of and they just love it, and it'll be a mystery title because it's wacky.
Yeah, what do you think the other one is?
Ooh, this one is tough because there's so many weird words. Like I've been focusing on neck snapper, and there's so many things that could mean. When they say somebody that's known for genre cinema, I mean, are we talking like a Chuck Norris, or are we talking something else like that? But I don't know. There's not enough with it to really give this one away.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially because it says it. Let's see. Both offer tremendous entertainment from beginning to end, and that's kind of it for that top one. After the word neck snapper, and then the second one, it's just from a director legendary for decades worth of cinematic insanity. I mean, you can say that about a lot of directors.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they were pretty vague with that one.
On purpose, probably.
Yeah.
All right, so that was it from Vinegar Syndrome. 88 Films trying to get ahead of the game, just like Severin did with their announcements recently. They came out and said, hey, by the way, we are also doing A Blade in the Dark in 4K in the UK. And the producer of this release went on and posted some of the extras, and I thought some of this was cool. And there's nothing saying that the Vinegar Syndrome release won't have these, but we don't know for sure yet. The 88 Films release will definitely have these. They are getting a brand new interview with the cinematographer Gian Lorenzo Battaglia. I'm probably butchering the Italian language right now. He's an important figure within the Bava universe because he was Mario's camera operator starting from $5 for the August Moon, and then he was Lamberto's cinematographer throughout the 80s. So that's pretty dang cool. And it's a long 20-minute interview talking about the relationship with the father and son. There's a new interview with the producer, Mino Loy, 25 minutes, and this interview with the notoriously camera-shy director-producer touches on the birth of Dania, his legendary series of sexy Mondo movies, the heyday of Giallo, his rapport with Lamberto Bava, and Dania's horror output in the early 80s. But then the big one, a new 30-minute interview with Lamberto Bava himself, in which he touches upon every possible aspect of making A Blade in the Dark. Pretty damn cool. And then there's going to be an audio commentary with Troy Howarth, Eugenio Ercolani, in which among many other things, they discuss the various versions and cuts of the film, and then a rich booklet made out of various essays penned by film historians and critic Pier Maria Bocci, in which the importance of the film is analyzed within the landscape of the fractured Italian industry. Giallo, are you deep into Giallo?
Not deep into it. I like it. I feel like I don't love it. I wish I loved it more. I mean, obviously, I like, Argento and certain Bava stuff, but like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like there will be like 3 amazing, amazing scenes, and then it will kind of be like a lot of dragging and like really thing, which like I know that's what people love about it. Kind of is that like is a mood, but
yeah,
I don't know. I like it when somebody recommends it. I'll check it out. So
I get it. I'm more into the Fulci style wacky giallos. Those are a bit more fun for me for sure.
Yeah, I do love Fulci. He's crazy.
He's always crazy. Next up, wanted to share that in Germany, Wicked Vision is putting out Hit as part of their Black Cinema collection. This is a strong genre feature from legendary director Sidney J. Fury with Billy D. Williams. This is limited to only 1,500 pieces and will be arriving the week of April 28th. The first 200 orders of this will get a limited art card, and they're doing all kinds of great extras on this. There's a 24-page booklet with an essay, audio commentary. There is actually 2 audio commentaries, a documentary that is a volume 2 with Dr. Andrea Rauscher and Professor Dr. Marcus Stigliger. And then some trailers from Hell stuff, picture gallery, Black History Month, all kinds of stuff on this. But I know the people were watching the Black Cinema collection. This is pretty damn cool that they are continuing to do this in Germany.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Mitchell says, is this probably the same scan for A Blade in the Dark? Most likely. 88 Films and Vinegar Syndrome have been sharing a lot of the same stuff for those. Next up, Indicator has a sale going on, and it is going on until tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time. Some pretty damn great prices, especially if you're not in the UK, and they drop VAT for you. So you can go on there and get like 150 pounds worth of stuff in your cart, and when you go to check out, they'll drop it's like 30% of the price or something like that due to VAT will just immediately come out of your cart. So be prepared for that. If you budget for a certain amount, you can probably get a little more than you think. Next up, here we go again. Shout Factory putting out some site exclusives. They are giving us TNT Jackson, The Final Come Down, and Savage. This is a triple feature from 1962, 63, and 74. This is limited to 1,500 units, and you can only get this on the Shout website, of course. All 3 films have a new 2K scan of the inner positive. Audio is a 2.0 and mono. There is a trailer, radio spot, image gallery for all of them, and that is it. Are you buying much from Shout Factory or any of these other boutiques like this?
I I love Shout Factory, but I haven't been buying too much from them recently. I haven't nothing has jumped out to me. This though, I would definitely pick this up if it was cheap. I just read Tarantino's newer book, so he's kind of got me in the blaxploitation 70s
Nice.
mood. So this seems right up that alley.
This is the first of these site exclusives that doesn't seem like a major ripoff to me in the last few months. I mean, it's 3 movies. They all get new 2K scans, and it's decent for $30. It's rough when it's one movie without a new scan, and it's $30.
Yeah, I don't like no extras. I feel like it's so easy to just at least get a commentary.
Yep. And I get on this one. They're probably trying to ham fist 3 of these into either one. Yeah, usually if it's 2 discs with Shout Factory, they'll say it on the spine. This is probably all 1 disc. So that's why we're not getting anything special here.
Yeah.
Then this was wild, and I think they still have a handful of these left. Many of their old Shout Factory site exclusive releases that were out of print are back in stock on their website. A couple of them, they had 8 copies, and they sold out within the first 4 or 5 minutes that they did this. But if you're into it and you were missing some, you might want to go check that out. The other site exclusive is one that we got a sneak peek of about 3 or 4 weeks ago that they weren't supposed to post on their website yet, that they accidentally did. We are getting Demon of Paradise. If you can get that now, and it will ship pretty much immediately. Again, limited to 1,500 units. This one does have a new 2K scan of the OCN, and that's it. There's a trailer, and you better be happy with that because you're not getting anything else.
That makes no sense. So there's nothing on this one.
Nope, and it's $30.
Yeah, it's so easy to get stuff. I feel like, I don't know. But I want this. I've seen the tape 1,000 times. I've had it and never watched it, but the cover is amazing.
It really is. Christopher Silvestri says, thanks for doing the show every week, of course. But more importantly, Chris is doing the Lord's work and just opened a physical media store. So if you want, please shout it out in the comments, Chris. Get the name out there, share the location, share what you're doing. I will happily highlight those comments, please. Next up, we are getting from Kino the Last Tycoon from 1976 with Robert De Niro and Tony Curtis, and of course Robert Mitchum. This is from a 4K scan of the OCN, and directed by Elia Kazan. And I'm probably gonna have to get this.
Same. I love Kazan, and the cast is insane. So.
Yeah, any of these classic De Niro's pretty much are a must. I've fallen in love with a lot of the stuff that Kino's been doing, like this recently.
And
then, of course, after it goes on sale, 3 months later, it'll be on sale for $10. So why not?
Exactly.
Next up, Film Movement started getting in on some announcements. They're putting out Samurai Wolf and Samurai Wolf 2, a double feature. This is from 66 and 67. And this is 2 films by Hideo Gosha. This is pretty damn cool that they're doing this. We get 2K restorations of both films, and then a featurette on Hideo Gosha with Tomo Gosha, an audio commentary by Chris Paggiali, co-author of These Fists Break Bricks. I believe that was affiliated with AGFA, if I remember right. Or somebody that was affiliated with AGFA, something like that. And then we get a 20-page booklet in this, which is pretty damn cool. Are you into any of these old school Hideo Gosha films or martial arts films?
Yeah, remind me what else he's made. I know the name. I want this.
Well, we are going to talk about another one in just a second, which is this one, Violent Streets.
Okay.
This one was just recently put out by Eureka as well. Nice. And people might be into this one if you are... I hate to make it sound like an elitist type of thing, but if you're a purist, the Eureka release is actually cut, the one that went in the UK, because the UK is classically very anti-animal cruelty, and I guess this has a short scene of it, and this one will be uncut because it's coming in the US. This is from 1974, and it's coming on May 16th, and this is a new 2K restoration. It's probably the same restoration Eureka had. There is a Hideo Gosha featurette, again with Tomo Gosha, and then a video essay by Tokyo Scope author Patrick Macias, and then a 16-page booklet.
Damn, I need to get both of those.
And they'll probably be pretty cheap. That's the best part. They eventually go on sale pretty soon after that, especially if you're an Amazon shopper. But Hideo Gosha did Goyokin. He did a handful of others. He did Hunter in the Dark from 79.
Okay.
Let me see. There's another one that I'm trying to remember the exact title of before I screw it up, and I am not seeing it. Yakuza Ladies from 86. Oh, well, it'll hit me in a minute. If somebody else remembers, get it out. Let's see. Chris's store, he says, I'm taking boutique labels for trade-in and basically anything physical media located in Granby, Massachusetts, I think. Hope people in the area will come check us out. Thanks for the shout-out. Appreciate it. I'm trying to get the word out. What's a good group to post on? Chris, message me on Facebook. I'll help you out with that. Let's see. The country that had Jack the Ripper is scared of little animal death. Well, I don't think they were broadcasting the Jack the Ripper killings. Another Kino announcement. On May 23rd, we are getting Joy House from 1964. This is Elaine Delon and Jane Fonda. Delon stars as Mark, a dashing young con man on the run from the mob after seeking refuge in the Riviera Villa of the widowed Barbara and her curvaceous cousin Melinda, played by Jane Fonda. Mark becomes trapped in the passionate snares of both women because, of course, it's 1964. What else are you going to do? Who are full of sinister surprises. This is previously restored in 2K. New audio commentary by Howard Berger, Steve Mitchell, and Nathaniel Thompson. Includes both the English and French audio tracks. You get a slipcover on this, and then this is the alternate art on the inside. Decent looking release. Is this a type of film you'd be into?
Definitely watching it. I don't know if I would just buy it off the top,
Right.
in it, but I would definitely. Seems like something that would pop up on Criterion Channel one day or something like that. So
yeah,
check that out. I know they did a Jane Fonda little section at one point, so maybe it was on there. I have no idea.
It's in French, so I'm sure they'll highlight it at some point. Next up, Foolish Wives, coming from Flicker Alley. This is a 1922 film. In this silent classic, Eric von Stroheim, who plays Sergius Karamazin, I'm saying that wrong, is another con artist who pretends to be a count in order to charm and swindle naive women for money. He lives in Monte Carlo, Monaco, with his cousins, princesses Olga and Vera, who are in on his scams. When Karamzin meets American diplomat Andrew Hughes, the count immediately takes aim at his wife, Helen. But Karamzin soon finds he has double-crossed too many women. This is a brand new restoration, and for those that don't recall, Flicker Alley, they do really great work. Unfortunately, they don't get a lot of discounts on their items, so they are a little bit pricey. You have anything from Flicker Alley?
I don't think so, but this seems like up my alley. Also, I've been watching a lot of silent movies recently because, like I said, the Criterion Channel just a bunch of Buster Keaton and stuff like that. So I've been watching through.
Yeah, Flicker Alley, they do great. Usually their items are about $35 or so, and then when they go on sale, it's $28 on sale. It's rough, but it's important work, and a lot of the stuff that they're restoring, it is probably really expensive. I mean, something that's more than 100 years old. It's not shiny waiting on the shelf ready to go out for a release, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they probably have to charge a lot just because they're not going to sell a ton. So it has
of course.
Yeah.
I wonder how much they get from educational screenings. I'm sure there's quite a bit that they're doing.
That's a good idea. Yeah, they probably do make some off that.
Next up, we got our announcements from Warner Archive. So first off, in April, we are getting Strawberry Blonde. This is James Cagney and Olivia de Havilland with Rita Hayworth. Then we are getting A Lion is in the Streets, another Cagney joint. Some of the cool things on this month, we are getting some decent extras on these. We got radio theater broadcast. We are getting a short on that first one called Polo with the Stars. But the better thing that I always look forward to, they're giving us more of the cartoons. So that first one is getting Tortoise Beats Hare. This one is getting Duck, Rabbit, Duck. And then there's another comedy short on this one called So You Think You Can't Sleep. Next up, Safe in Hell. This one is from 1931. This one is getting a couple Warner shorts and then a Warner cartoon called Dumb Patrol on it. One Way Passage with William Powell and Kay Francis from 1932. This one gets the radio theater broadcast, a WB short called Buzzin' Around, and then another cartoon called A Great Big Bunch of You. And then finally, Storm Warning with America's favorite conservative Ronald Reagan and Ginger Rogers. This one gets a Warner Brothers short called One Who Came Back, and then a cartoon called Bunny Hugged. Warner Archive does some great stuff, and I hope people check out some of these for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I'm like happy that they're including some shorts and stuff, since I mean that's the least they can do. It's basically like nothing for them to add, you know, or like a cartoon with it.
As long as it's not garbage transfers on them, it's free. Mm-hmm. They own all the rights. Come on.
Exactly.
My Man Godfrey from 1957 with David Niven and June Allison is coming on May 23rd from not Criterion, Kino Lorber. I was going to say there was some confusion because people were thinking, oh, I already have My Man Godfrey from Criterion. This is a different My Man Godfrey. This is the 1957. This one has a new audio commentary by Simon Abrams. Also has the theatrical trailer, and that is it. Again, Kino just given all kinds of releases like they always do.
Yeah, I saw some people talking about this one. Like, I don't even know if I knew that this existed, actually, until they announced it. So it's kind of cool that there's a 50s version. Because I love it.
Yeah. Definitely got overshadowed by that other one.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, the John Wick Chapter 4 releases started pouring in. First off, this one is a little interesting. Walmart is getting an exclusive Blu-ray Steelbook of John Wick Chapter 4. And what's funny is some people are upset because this sort of matches the Best Buy 4K for John Wick Chapter 3. And it's got this sleeve on the outside. Here's the actual Steelbook art. So it's going to look similar to that John Wick Chapter 3 on the front, but it's only a Blu-ray Steelbook. We'll talk about the 4K Steelbook in just a moment. This is a limited edition collector set coming to Walmart. This one is 4K, but there's no Steelbook in here. Are you into any of those crazy packaging like Steelbooks or any of these gift sets?
Not too much. Like, it takes a lot for me to like buy a movie that was in the theater. Like the new stuff, I'm more focused on buying like older movies and stuff. Yeah. But here and there, I tried to buy like the Clerks 3 Steelbook that came out, and our Best Buy
watched that like a week and a half ago.
Did you? Nice. Our Best Buy didn't have it, so I had to get the regular one because I wanted to watch it that day. So it doesn't really. I don't need a Steelbook. I'll just, if I want a new movie, normally it's just to watch the special features. So
right, that makes sense. Yeah, Kino sale. We had somebody ask, still waiting on the Kino sale. It does start April 6th. That is this coming week on Thursday, I believe. Let's see. Devo says we still have Cinevent here in Columbus, Ohio. They are still an old school movie convention. Very nice.
I know Cinema Wasteland is going on. That's also in Ohio. That's a good.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
I've not been able to go to that one. I've been dying to, though.
Yeah, if I wasn't going to that other thing that's in Pittsburgh this weekend, I would have gone to that. I go at least once a year. They do it twice, sometimes 3 times a year.
Jeez. David Lash is asking, did they announce a John Wick 1-4 Steelbook set to usurp the John Wick 1-3 set that they just released? Not yet, but the John Wick franchise is one of the most exploited franchises for releases in the last 25 years. So give it a week or two. We'll hear about some more. And we're not even done talking about John Wick tonight. There's still one more to talk about. Kino Lorber is releasing the Audie Murphy Collection Volume 2. This has Sierra from 1950, Kansas Raiders from 1950, and Destry from 1954. I don't know anything about Audie Murphy myself.
Just about to say, I don't even think I've heard of him. He looks a little bit like James Stewart, kind of, in the tiny image. But yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah, I don't know. This is one that supposedly it sold enough for them to do a volume 2. Kino's been very selective about what they're putting out in box sets, so a lot of people must love Audie Murphy.
Yeah, maybe like one of the movies in the first set was something great. I'm not sure.
That sounds probably about right.
Yeah.
Classicflix, that was not the right word. Classicflix is hosting an anniversary sale. You can get that right now. There is a flat shipping of $3.99, no quantity limit, and they wanted to give a little tidbit to anybody that was interested. Their retail price of the Little Rascals, the complete collection, which looks incredible, by the way, that is increasing soon. And then the official complete series of Public Defender will be increasing as well. So if you want them at the cheaper rate and on sale, you're probably going to want to check them out now. Classicflix.com. Lot of good stuff there. Let's see. Audie Murphy was a World War II war hero who became a movie star. Interesting.
Nice.
That's probably why. He's in a bunch of Westerns. I'm not huge on Westerns.
I love Westerns, but I like, it's hard for me to remember every actor in every Western I've seen. I'm sure like he's popped up in some that I've seen, but
Paul told me to put some respect on Audie Murphy's name.
Now I feel bad.
Devo says, I don't do Cinema Wasteland anymore. Long story, horrible people and show, not the people I used to know.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. I do kind of feel like conventions have changed a lot in the last 5 to 7 years. Like they've now gotten a lot more popular, and now they're drawing a little more of a everybody type crowd.
Yeah, I agree.
May 23rd, Best Buy is getting a 4K Steelbook from Lionsgate for the film Crank. This looks like a wild Steelbook design with this case that goes on the outside and then the skeleton on the inside. It is the exact same scan as before. Lionsgate has not been updating these, but yeah. Crank.
I don't even remember if I've seen that movie.
I did an interview with Elijahdrenner on the channel this week. Check it out if you're into it. Here's one I'm curious to see what people think. May 30th, Paramount Presents is giving us a 4K release of Jerry Lewis in The Nutty Professor from 1963. First off, are you into Jerry Lewis at all?
Yeah, I like him. I'm not like the biggest fan ever, but I do enjoy him.
Jerry Lewis is super divisive. Some people really hate Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, he's annoying, but like, but you should know that going in. You're about to watch something of his and just accept it.
Right. So this gets a new 4K restoration with Dolby Vision, new filmmaker focus with Leonard Maltin, new both sides of the camera, the innovative genius of Jerry Lewis, and then Jerry Lewis and Frank Tashlin discussed The Nutty Professor. This is from 1962. And then an hour of legacy content, including commentary by Lewis and Steve Lawrence, screen test, deleted scenes, and a lot more. Paramount Presents. A bunch of people were... I am not confusing him with Jerry Lee Lewis. No. Wow. Paramount Presents. A lot of people don't love them because they came out with their releases. They were kind of subpar, and then they started releasing 4K releases. So I understand that. But at least this one, their first release is 4K. Speaking of 4K from Paramount, on June 6th, we're getting a Clear and Present Danger with Harrison Ford, one of the seminal 1990 type of action dramas. Are you into those 90s actions?
Yeah, I remember watching this as a kid. This was one of the tapes my parents had. I would definitely give this one a rewatch. I love Harrison Ford. I used to watch Witness all the time, and of course,
Nice.
Jones, I would blow through a billion Harrison Ford movies back then.
Yeah, Air Force One was on all the time at my house.
Oh yeah, yep, Air Force One.
Here's a modern action flick. May 30th from Wellgo USA, we are getting The Siege. This is from 2023, brand new movie. After being compromised during a mission gone wrong, an international assassin is sent to a reassignment center to receive a new identity and erase any trace of his past handiwork. However, when a ruthless team of operatives storms the secure compound, he reluctantly teams up with an elite hitwoman and her mysterious charge in order to make it out alive. Wellgo's been doing a lot of crazy ones like this. Yes, I've been hearing great things about the 4K of Dragon Slayer that just came out. Are you into Dragon Slayer at all?
No. I'm not like I know the name. I would have to see exactly. It's not popping into my head.
It's not been super easy to see for quite some time, so that makes sense. But yeah, a brand new 4K just dropped like 2 weeks ago, and it's supposed to be great.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Tulsa King, another Paramount release. This is coming on June 6th in a Steelbook and standard Blu-ray set. You can get the whole season 1 here. They do have some special features and everything. Over 90 minutes of bonus content in six. What was that Freudian slip? 6 never-before-seen featurettes where the cast and crew discuss the different dynamics of the show's plot, setting, and working with Sylvester Stallone. I love how Stallone is such a presence. There's a featurette just about working with him.
Yeah, that's right. Sex. He saw Stallone and was like,
Speaking of, hey.
Yeah, legend.
Well, speaking of sex, here we go. This is pretty damn cool. Colt Epics is doing an Indiegogo campaign right now to print this big coffee table book called The Films of Tinto Brass. And with that, they're doing 2 4K releases. They're doing All the Ladies Do It and Frivolous Lola. Both of those have had releases prior by Colt Epics, I believe, but also by Arrow in the UK. And the book is going to include an in-depth biography and analysis of the 30 films directed by Tinto Brass per chapter, featuring interviews with Tinto Brass, Alan Seekers, and others, presented as a coffee table hardcover book that is 11 by 9 inches, 1 inch thick, fully illustrated with poster art, lobby cards, press photos, and more. 250 pages, over 200 restored promo images, many rare and previously unpublished in book form. There's going to be some color and black and white, and it's only going to be limited to 1,500 copies. And then the 2 4Ks, pretty cool that they're doing these. We got 2 disc sets for both of these with a slipcase that's exclusive on here, and they are uncensored. I'm honestly shocked that Instagram let this picture stay up here. We got a 4K with the audio commentary, and then on the second disc of All the Ladies Do It, we got the Blu-ray with the features, special features, 4K transfer, audio commentary, new making of, which is pretty cool, vintage interview with Tinto Brass, outtakes and trailers. Frivolous Lola gets the same thing, a brand new making of, audio commentary, vintage interview, and trailers. Tinto Brass, are you into any Tinto Brass films?
I haven't dug into them, but that book sounds amazing. I would definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that they're doing this. This is a really nice campaign for them. They did something recently for Sylvia Christel that was similar in style, but yeah, glad they're doing this.
Nice.
And again, one of the producers on Facebook said that there were more 4Ks from Tinto Brass to come.
Oh, nice.
Paul wanted to throw in the commentary on that Dragon Slayer release is great. The director is on there with Guillermo del Toro. That is amazing.
That is cool.
Stan Geezy just rewatched Caligula, and Caligula, I believe, is coming out on 4K from Colt Epics here pretty soon.
Nice.
Next up, Morgiana from 1972 is coming on May 1st from Second Run in the UK. This was, I believe, just recently announced as coming from Severin as well. So if you're in the US, you may want to wait on that one. This is newly restored by the Czech National Film Archive. There's an exclusive filmed interview with the director from 2010. There is a projection booth audio commentary with Mike White, Kat Ellinger, and Ben Buckingham. Then, of course, a booklet featuring an essay by Daniel Bird and Dr. Ian Conrich. This is going to be an incredible release.
Yeah, that looks so good. Amazing cover art.
Love this artwork. It
Yeah.
looks ridiculously great.
Yeah, I don't see how like anyone could not want that after seeing that art. Like, it's so good.
And the best part, if you are wanting this because of the art and we don't know what Severance is going to look like yet, this is region free. Pretty much all of the second run stuff has always been region free. So
Nice.
this is the second run just does incredible work over there. Well, I guess I will say thanks everybody for this. It was a weird week. I had my 2-year anniversary on YouTube, and then at the same time posted over 2,000 subs for the first time. So thank you all.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you. This one has been confusing for some people, so I'm glad we finally get to clear the air on this. Holy Spider is coming on July 11th from MVD. I believe this was rumored to be coming from, I think it was Utopia or one of the other partner labels, because they had the theatrical rights to it, but they didn't have the disc rights to it. So, yeah, people were expecting this to come from OCN, but it is not coming from them.
Yeah, I think I saw people posting about that, actually, like asking if it was going to come from them or not. This is one I almost went to see in the theater, but just missed it like at different times. But I want to watch it for sure.
And for anybody in the UK, this is getting a release from Mubi, I believe. And the way Mubi has been recently, they will possibly have some exclusive special features. They've been getting some pretty damn good stuff on Mubi. Let's see. Hers is Beauty and the Beast is Paul's favorite version. Thanks, Silent and Sibner and Dave and Anthony and Paul and everybody. You're the best. Here is that other John Wick I was talking about. I say the link and details for this are to be announced, but it's up now. You can pre-order this from Best Buy. This is their 4K exclusive. What's really cool is on the back of the Steelbook here, we got a Donnie Yen picture, which I don't think many of the other designs are going with the Donnie Yen pick, and I'm glad that they did. The artist for this posted on, I think it was Twitter, that this was their artwork and that they had to get the likeness for Donnie Yen approved by Donnie himself. So it looks pretty good.
That is cool.
Then just a couple left. June 20th from Music Box Films, which is an OCN partner label, but this one is not coming out through the Vinegar Syndrome website. You'll be able to get this everywhere else. Rodeo from 2022 is coming. Like I said, June 20th. This one is it's being described as a female power Fast and Furious. So this says, hot-tempered and fiercely independent Julia is a gearhead who thrives in hostile environments and turns every situation to her advantage. She has a talent for scamming condescending men who think it's cute that she shows interest in their used motorbikes and can't fathom her riding away with gleeful abandon. Her obsession with the high-octane world of urban rodeos, illicit gatherings where riders show off their bikes and latest daring stunts, sparks a chance meeting with the volatile Click. Julia strives to prove herself to the ultra-masculine gang by performing cons and running errands for their incarcerated ringleader, named, coincidentally, Dom. She finds a surprising connection with Dom's wife, Ophelia, and son, a risky move that puts a target on her back. Julia is unsure who she can trust as the ultimate heist comes down the pike. Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
It does. It does. Mubi has Angelia, the Beekeeper, and Josoji's Buddhist trilogy both streaming in the US for the first time. Wow. Mubi is great. They do some really good stuff. All right, just a couple left, and these last couple are pretty funny. This one I really only posted because it's Kit Harrington, and I know a lot of people love him, but oh my god, this cover art. So this is coming on May 2nd from Magnolia, and it's called Baby Ruby. But first off, the horrible Photoshop job of Kit Harrington not caring at all. What is this baby at the bottom here?
Oh, I didn't even realize it was horror at first, and now I. That's terrible.
This looks so not great. All right. And then the next one is a little similar. I've heard this one is not very good. May 23rd from IFC Films, we're getting Consecration from 2023. This one is with Jenna Malone. And again, I've heard good and not good, but the big thing is if you look at this artwork and zoom in a little bit, it's just a bunch of solid black faces with little photoshopped red eyes. I don't know. I feel like they're trying too hard.
Yeah. That does not look good to me.
Oh, Stan. Stan says, with me as the baby. Give me a break. All right. We got Eureka announcements left, and then I think that is it. Coming on June 19th for all of these, Samurai Reincarnation. In the aftermath of a failed rebellion, Amakusa Shiro is crucified but returns as a vengeance-filled demon with the power to resurrect the dead. Shiro uses his power to assemble a team of undead warriors, including legendary swordsman Miyamoto Musashi, and the only one who can stop them is the wandering samurai Yagyu Jubei, played by Sonny Chiba. A spectacular Chanbara fantasy epic from Kinji Fukasaku. Samurai Reincarnation makes its UK debut from a 2K restoration as part of the Masters of Cinema series. We get an uncompressed Japanese mono audio, the English dubbed audio, brand new audio commentary by Tom Mess, who is one of the Asian masters, new interview with Kenta Fukasaku, and then the original trailer and a collector's booklet.
Damn, that looks nice. I want that.
It looks pretty incredible, and it's another Chiba. I'm so glad that we keep getting some Chiba stuff. Some of these comments are hilarious. Then the next one they're giving us, June 19th as well, we're getting Revenge from 1964, a cruel Jigadeki masterwork from director Tadahashi Imai and screenwriter Shinobu Hashimoto, the writer of Masaki Kobayashi's great masterpiece Harakiri. Revenge is lacerating attack on the absurdity and hypocrisy of feudal Japan. An innocuous comment during a weapon inspection wounds the pride of low-ranking samurai Shinpachi, leading to an argument with his superior. The situation snowballs out of control, leading to a deadly duel and political fallout, which threatens the entire clan. This is the first time this is going to be available in the UK. This gets a new interview with Tony Raines and a collector's booklet. And again, this looks like a pretty killer release.
Damn, I want both of those so bad.
And then, are you into Cynthia Rothrock as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, then let's add on to it and go to Lady Reporter, also known as the Blonde Fury from 1989. This is Cynthia Rothrock's first leading role. This is also the first, and to this day, still the only time a Western actress has had lead billing in a Hong Kong film. Rothrock plays Cindy, the titular female reporter sent to investigate an unscrupulous newspaper editor, played by Ronnie Yu. Teaming up with Elizabeth Lee, Long Arm of the Law Part 3, the two go up against a series of opponents played by some of the greatest bad guy actors in 80s cinema, including Billy Chow, Jeff Falcon, and Vincent Lin. This is going to be a part of Eureka Classics, and it's got a brand new 2K restoration. It's the first time it's been available in the UK. This gets all kinds of stuff. We get a 1080 presentation of the original theatrical cut, of the international export cut. Both of those, like I said, new 2K restoration. We get the original Cantonese mono audio and optional classic English dub. We get a new feature-length commentary by Frank Jang, the master, and actor and martial artist Vincent Lin. There's also a new commentary with Mike Leader and Arna Venema, two friends of mine. New select scene commentary with actress and martial arts movie icon Cynthia Rothrock. New interview with Cynthia Rothrock, and then a new interview with Meng Hoi. This looks great.
Yeah, I need that one too. Damn.
Couch says Cynthia's always welcome. I mean, all three of these look fantastic this month.
I know, those. It's crazy. Those are all so good.
Paul Huggins said Cynthia Rothrock deserved an American career on par with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, I don't think anybody here would argue with that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all we got for this week, though. That's pretty damn good. At this time, we normally share what we are getting next week, just in case you forgot. So let me pull up that screen. It's not very much this week. We are getting Maltese Falcon and Cool Hand Luke in 4K, from Warner, part of their Warner 100 line that they're doing. Midnight Run on 4K from Shout Select, Star Trek The Next Generation Collection on 4K. You can get all of those on their own as well. The Big Easy coming from Kino, Mickey and Friends 10 Classic Shorts, Volume 2 coming from Disney, of course. Film Noir, Dark Side of Cinema, number 13 from Kino. Confess Fletch is coming out. This one I am dying to see. Are you a fan of the original Fletch, or have you seen this new one yet?
I haven't seen the new one, but I do love the original. I like John Hamm, so I don't know exactly.
I've heard it's very respectful to the original, and it's supposed to be great. I really want to see it. I want this disc first.
Yeah.
Then that Birdemic box set from Severin is coming out. Living with Chucky, the documentary, is coming out. Envy from Shout Factory. Keen, I believe this is from Grasshopper Films, is coming out. That is the Lodge Kerrigan film. If you want one of those Warner Brothers 100 collections, all 4 of those drop next week. And that is it.
Nice.
Dan, we made it. So let's get into the important stuff. What's been going on with VHS HitFest, and what can we expect soon, maybe?
Well, we have a release on Saturday. And it's probably it's definitely my most excited. I've had to bite my tongue so much, I can't reveal it.
I think this is the one that we talked about when we first had our interview, right?
Right. I mentioned before that we're doing something martial arts. And this is going to be 2 disc, and we got a hand painted cover that's insane, so good. There's going to be a poster for it, a t-shirt. We're going all out for this release.
Wow.
And I would say anyone who likes Miami Connection, Samurai Cop, Action USA, it's all in line with those. I honestly feel like it's going to be up there. People are going to love this one, so I'm excited for people to finally see it. 80s too. 80s.
Man. I'm so stoked for this release. Ever since you brought it up on that first talk, I was like, can we just time travel to that day, please?
Oh yeah, that's one thing. I mentioned, I was happy that we kind of have been going slow with the releases and set it up this way, but I've been annoyed because I want this one to come out so bad. So I'm happy the day's finally here. And I mentioned, it's 2 discs, so it's packed. 2 versions of the movie, a whole other thing that I can't really talk about, a long interview, commentary, tons of awesome stuff. The trailer too. There's an original trailer that I don't think has been released, and it was narrated by an absolute legend. I don't know how. Well, I do know how, but it's insane that they got him to do it. And I can't wait to. I have the trailer ready to go, so I'll be posting that as soon as the link goes up. I'm very excited about that, about the movie. So,
man,
and the art is insane. I can't wait to reveal that too. I've had some friends asking to see it early. That there's a few people I've told what it is, and I've still held off on showing the art because I want that to just come out when they announce the releases. So I'm really excited.
I'm beyond excited as well. I think that the lineup so far has proven to be eclectic enough to keep people on their toes, but it's certainly not in a bad way. It's something that everything has something that you can grab onto and make it where, that was just damn charming. And this sounds like it will continue that streak in spades.
Oh, it definitely. And our future releases, the way we have it set up is no similar genres. Each thing's going to be unique, different. So we got a cool lineup this year coming out.
Interesting. Okay, so is this? Let me see for everybody if I can get any type of information that's not actual information. Is this a well-known title, or is this one that's most people are not going to have heard of?
Most people haven't heard of. I feel like if you're deep into VHS, then you might have heard of it, but I know probably less than maybe 10 to 15, less than 10 collectors that have the original tape.
Wow.
But there's no DVD too, but it's like well known in that like people have made like bootleg tapes for it, and like it's been uploaded here and there over the past like years, but I don't think there's any way to see it at the moment besides this Blu-ray that's coming out.
Amazing.
So I'm happy about that.
All right, so it's from the
Yeah.
80s. Did you say late 80s?
No, I didn't say late 80s. It's
I
well,
tried.
yeah, it's like mid 80s.
Interesting. Can you share what part of the country it's from?
Midwest. It might
Okay.
be, yeah, Midwest.
Interesting. So it's similar to Miami Connection, and how big of a part does music play in this film?
A pretty big part. There's one absolutely iconic moment involving music and maybe an impersonator. That's all I'll say of somebody famous. It's so good. It's absolutely the most random, amazing shit.
Wow. All right. This is, yeah, I'm in. This sounds incredible.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Like, I seriously have been like just dying to announce it.
Okay. So, if you could sum up all of the genres that encompass this film, what words would you use?
I don't even know. I mean, it's like overly dramatic in like the best way possible, and in a way that people probably wouldn't be expecting. Like, it goes further than you would expect for sure. And it's got ninjas, it's heavily martial arts, but I feel like it's a similar vibe to what we've released in that it's like a passion project for the people who made it, and the whole town that it was filmed in got together. The town that it was filmed in still loves the movie. They've done different screenings throughout the years, and there's different, I can't go even more. People will start guessing, but there's things about it that like yeah, that's
I love when towns embrace stuff like this and they really go deep on it.
Yep. When we went to do the interview with the main guy in the movie, we like did a tour with him through the town, and like people were recognizing him. Like everyone, they're like, "Oh, I know you." Like, it was just great. Like, he's a legend. And the shirts that we have that are going to be available on the Vinegar Syndrome site are the exact shirts that they wore in the movie too. So I'm excited for people to. The design is amazing. Like, I want an original, but I'm happy to just be able to wear what I can get because it's so good.
I feel like Vinegar Syndrome should be doing that sort of thing, or not Vinegar Syndrome necessarily. OCN should be doing that type of promo more. There is so much that they could have easily marketed on. Like, they killed it when they did the Don't Panic pajamas, but I mean, there's so many others that they could have done better. They did Thriller. How did they not put out an eye patch with the Vinegar Syndrome logo on the eye patch?
Oh yeah, I know. I like Severin is good about that kind of with the little like trinket type things with their really.
Yep.
But yeah, Vinegar could. There's so many different designs and stuff that I want to do for future releases. This one I was even doing it. I just found out like 2 days ago that it like got completely fucked up, like, so it can't happen. But I was doing action figures to like go along with it. It was going to be limited to 10, and I'll post the prototype because the prototype's amazing. I might still try and figure out a way, but there was like, they got printed and there was like an error, like the figures were messed up, so like they're not gonna happen. But I'll post it, and if there's enough interest, maybe I'll work on it and like try and get it out within the next like month or so. But there was no way to get it ready for Saturday. But yeah, they should do more stuff like that. That's kind of what I want to start working on, is different promo items and weird things to go along with the movie.
That would be a great thing to set apart VHS from everybody else on there.
Thanks. Yeah, I agree.
Bob's Blu-ray says, loving that License to Drive poster behind you.
Oh, nice. Movie is one of my favorites. I love it so much.
And then I don't know if it highlighted long enough. Anthony says, 100% sold. This will be my first title from you.
Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah, I feel like this will be a lot of people's first title because it's just different. It's like almost one that you have, like, I have shown it to a bunch of people and like everyone's loved it. It's like one of the ones I can pretty much money back guarantee. I'm not going to do that, but I can pretty much do that like there's no not enjoy this movie. It's just straight up fun all the way through.
Right. Interesting. Can you share? Is it going to be limited to 1,000 or 2,000, or is it going to be?
This is going to be 2,000. This is our first 2,000.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we might go 2,000 from here on out.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I am absolutely sold. This is the type of thing, especially with martial arts being so heavily involved, that's been selling like crazy. I mean, even AGFA just did that double feature, and some of their stuff sells pretty quickly, but just because it was two martial arts, it was gone so quick. I mean, the stuff that they're doing is great with martial arts.
I know. I feel like the movies are always so easy to watch and so fun that like people, it's kind of like people who don't love horror and kind of like the other stuff that Vinegar and the partner labels do will buy it. But then ninja and martial arts stuff, also the horror fans love too. And the VHS, like it's pretty much unanimous. There's no one who doesn't enjoy a good martial arts crazy movie. And they normally mix in some horror elements here. I feel like I picked up the AGFA like thing, but I haven't watched it yet. But just reading about it, there might be some like, you know, fantasy or weird elements to it. So I always love that.
The last time you were here, I think Bloodhunter had just gotten announced. We had just talked about Bloodhunter because it was about to be announced. So Satan's Menagerie also came out. Anything that you want to throw out on that one to get people into that, since we haven't heard it straight from your mouth yet?
Well, I love that movie. I feel like it's one of the most ambitious shot on video movies. The guy who made it, Gary, he was a huge horror fan, Universal Monster fan, and he wanted to make just a love letter to those types of movies. So he got all the different monsters he could think of. There's like a fish man, there's like a wolf man, vampires, everything. So it's wall-to-wall special effects and just insanity. And it took 6 years to finally happen. So there's a lot of like behind the scenes stories on the Blu-ray for those who want to check it out. And there's a bonus movie that they made that's a feature-length 8mm movie from the 80s. So that's another extra thing if you get two movies for the price of one, basically.
Nice.
And yeah, that's one of my favorites. I feel like the last like 30 minutes of it is just perfect, like shot on video craziness. So
that one, the slip on that one sold out pretty quickly too, right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I think within like a month or so that did go quick. I love the art that Earl did.
Yeah,
I gave him like the House of Frankenstein, the like original like poster art. I was like, something inspired by this, and like I cannot believe he pulled that out of his ass with like no like we had like no promo stills or like anything, and he worked his magic and made that look so like. That's what I'm happy about. Like the movies that we're doing, I love, and like so far, all like the art and everything I've loved. So it's like I want to put it on my shelf, even if I wasn't the one releasing it. So
exactly,
happy about that. He's been killing it.
I'm happy. Everything seems to be so successful so far for you. This was so fresh last time you were on here that it was easy to say Corn Shucker could have been a fluke, but everything has done very well. It seems like.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy about that, and I'm happy that we're bumping it up to 2,000 copies now, because we've got some stuff that like I really want more people to see, and like I feel like sometimes once the slip sells out, people are like, like I missed out, like, and so I'm happy that now more people, especially the thing we have coming out in October, that is going to just destroy people. Like it's so insane.
It's March. You can't drop that type of tease on us.
Well, the way we have it like spaced out, the releases is like we have. Well, I guess I can say there's something coming in on like July 1st. Oh wait, we have a tape or something coming out in June. Then there's a Blu-ray in July, and then like October. Oh wait, yeah, October's the next thing. and then I think we might be doing November and December, something like that. So it's like we space it out kind of weird. So it's like in my head already. That's what I'm like working on now. So I'm excited for that to come out.
So what is that going to make? Four releases this year or 5?
Definitely 4 Blu-rays, but possibly 5. There's like one that like there's so many issues with. I'm trying really hard to get it out, and it would be perfect time. I want it out in November, but we'll see. It's annoying. Eventually it'll happen though. I'll make it happen.
Damien says, speaking of video, will we ever see a Tim Ritter box set? I think SRS Cinema was doing a Tim Ritter box set, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the like more popular like shot and video directors all have like different companies like
that they're close with.
Yeah, I think like Horror Boot. Well, wait, what is it? Like Wild Eye's newer label that I think is doing like the Todd Sheets stuff, and then like you said, SRS is doing like the Tim Ritter stuff. So yeah.
And I think SRS had done the Todd Sheets, and now I think that they've sold through. Now they're making a move.
Yeah, those have been released quite a bit.
Of course. All right. So our big discussion point of the night, now that we've talked about VHS stuff for a minute, we were going to talk about stuff that we are basically creating a Blu-ray wish list for. I don't know about you. I tried to go for none of the obvious ones that people have been begging for. I'm knowing your taste. I'm pretty sure like True Lies is not on your list right now.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that was. Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually just one of my friends did tell me that's not on Blu-ray.
So I'll list a bunch of the easy ones after, but let's go through a top 5 list. Why don't you give your number 5 on your Blu-ray wish list?
Okay, let me grab my list that I have written down so I can. I don't even know. Oh, I have some honorable mentions. Maybe I'll mention those at the very end.
Sure, I've got one of those plus all the obvious ones I'll mention after too.
Okay, I guess I will start with Elves.
Nice.
I know why Elves is. That seems like the most obvious thing ever to release, and the movie's amazing. I watch my tape every Christmas time. Like it seems like Vinegar or just any one of the companies would release it. Not exactly sure what the issue is, but that needs to happen for sure.
What year is that one? Is it 80, 89, 90?
Yeah, I think. Yep.
Huh. Okay. And the guy who directed that, I don't remember his name. Didn't he do another one that we already have from Vinegar or somebody else?
I'm not sure. I know like AIP released the tape, and there's a million different like that era AIP stuff that's been released. Like Raw Nerve came out recently and stuff like that. So I'm not exactly sure. Maybe the director doesn't like the movie or something and doesn't want it to come out. I have seriously no idea.
You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of the word the movie Iced from '89, which he also did Beyond the Door 3.
Oh, okay. Is Iced not on Blu-ray yet?
Not yet.
That needs to come out too. That one I remember liking that.
Let's see. My number 5. I don't understand how we don't have a modern John Waters film on Blu-ray. How do we not have Pecker on Blu-ray?
Yeah, that I didn't even know that we didn't, but I do love John Waters. That does not make sense. I feel like maybe Criterion will eventually get around to it.
I mean, I don't know if they, maybe they don't have the same sort of respect for this one because it's so new and a little more, not even flashy, I guess, but like shiny compared to his other stuff. It's still subversive. It's still very John Waters. I feel like it's obvious. We gotta have this on Blu-ray, and it's so new and has a good cast. You can't picture this selling just gangbusters for them. It would be amazing. I'm sure it would sell like crazy.
Yeah. Does Cecil B. Demented have one or?
I don't think so.
Okay, I know Serial Mom has one that.
Yes.
Love that movie.
No, Cecil does not yet either.
Okay, I need that. I really like that movie.
Cecil, let me make sure I didn't spell it wrong. Yeah. Nothing yet.
What? That makes no sense. It seems like not Criterion, at least it would have like just a normal like bare bones Blu-ray.
Some studio Blu-ray, yeah.
Like,
We got some wish list items in the chat, but I'll hold on because I feel like we might mention one or two of these. So, what is your number 4?
Number 4, House Party.
That's an obvious one, yeah. And there was just a remake. It would have been the perfect time.
I want like a 3-disc set with the soundtrack. That's when you brought up different topics and you were asking about. You said we might talk about like favorite movies from the year you were born, and I was born in 1990, and that seriously is one of my absolute favorite movies. I can watch it endlessly. Nice. I want like just a super nice set that like makes people remember how much of a masterpiece that movie is, because while Kid and Play are still alive, I need like a good just feature-length documentary. They can do one about the whole series, like, and I liked the new one actually. I really liked the new one, so
put that in the box set. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
My number 4 is kind of one of the obvious ones, but I feel like not enough people know about it yet. I did also ask in my Discord today, which if you're interested in the Discord, Patreon link in the description below. This one is one that everybody agreed on, and it's 1999's Bringing Out the Dead with Nick Cage and Patricia Arquette. Incredible movie that I've not seen in a very long time. And it seems like there's got to be something holding this up that's probably in some sort of rights limbo or something. This is an obvious one. I mean, Patricia Arquette is Oscar winning now. Nick Cage is hotter than ever. He's not looked down on for the tax evasion or whatever anymore. People love him.
Yeah,
it's Bringing Out the Dead. Come on, like this would immediately sell thousands of copies. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always weird. I want to know exactly why certain titles like don't make the jump. Like, right. It's very weird.
Unless somebody is being super stingy on music, or it's a Weinstein film or something, it's tough right now.
Like even that, I feel like they should do more. More companies should do like Kickstarter or something where it's kind of like if the music rights are expensive for something, just to see if they can get enough pre-orders basically, or enough like donations. Because one of the next things on my list, I would donate to anything just to get this on Blu-ray. And I think maybe it's music rights that might be holding the next one on my list back.
Devo says The Keep. Supposedly the elements for The Keep are the big thing that we'll probably never have a good HD release of that. I think Via Vision put out a DVD of The Keep like 3 years ago, and it was supposedly the best that anybody could do, and it doesn't look that great for a DVD even. All right, so we are on number 3.
Midnight Hour. That's the movie I was referencing. That does not make any sense. It had an Anchor Bay like DVD. I don't know exactly what happened with that DVD, but I love the movie, and it needs a Blu-ray. It needs a bigger audience. I need to be able to watch it every Halloween in perfect quality.
Totally get that.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And again, like some of these, I would absolutely, like, if it's money, like put up a Kickstarter. I bet a lot of people would be, let's jump in on it. Especially if you can give us some sort of crazy good boutique release style.
Exactly. Even if they were like, you have to donate 100 just to get the Blu-ray, I would do it because I love the movie and I want it to happen so bad that it's worth it.
Yeah. My number 3, some people look at, honestly, some people look at these last 4. I said Bringing Out the Dead, but then my top 3, some people look at as obvious. I feel like they don't get talked about enough. So this one, I don't know if it's the music, because it seems like they're more open to it nowadays. How do we not have a Blu-ray of Pink Floyd's The Wall? I mean, this is like one of the most influential films of its decade. It is shot beautifully. It's got crazy good animation. It's a weird subversive story. It's amazing. We absolutely need Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Yeah, why is that not out? Like,
for a while, people speculated because it was a music, but now, like, they're all over streaming. It seems like they're open to everything now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes no sense. Very weird.
All right. Number 2.
Number 2, Under the Blossoming Cherry Trees. I think I mentioned one before. And it's on the Criterion channel, and it's been on there since like the very beginning of the channel, but for some reason
Oh, weird.
they haven't ever released it. And it's a Japanese movie, 70s, and it's like just a straight up masterpiece. And the fact it's been on there so long and still like no one ever talks about it. Like the story is super unique. It's basically like a guy falls in love with like a woman, and she kind of like almost mind controls him to like do her bidding, and she makes him go and kill a bunch of people and chop their heads off, and she like collects the heads like dolls and like plays with them. But it's so good, and it looks amazing on the channel the way it's shot. Like I would take anything. It doesn't even have a DVD, I don't think, so I need Blu-ray anything of that movie.
I wonder if that's one of those I know Japan blocks a lot of releases. It could be something related to that.
Maybe, or they just don't think it's like
economically viable or something.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're just waiting. It'll eventually get around to it, but that needs to happen soon. Because I saw the 10-year anniversary of me watching it happened like a few months ago. Because I posted it on, I'm like, it's not every day you see like a movie that just changes your life. I remember me and my 2 friends, he had like it was at college, he had a theater in like his house, well, in his like apartment with like a screen and like movie theater seats and stuff. And like it was 1 a.m. I think when we started it. I don't even know what made us play it, and like it changed our lives. We still talk about it today. It was one of the best experiences, and I recently showed my girlfriend it after not having seen it for like 10 years and still loved it. So
interesting. David Lash is asking, can you explain how Japan blocks releases like the Japanese government? Yes, actually, a lot of the Asian cinema is controlled by the government in the countries that they were made in. And they not only do they hold the elements, but they just straight up say, we won't sign it to any other distribution in anywhere in the world other than in its own country, and sometimes not even there. That's what's crazy about it. And Silent Mandible says, what is the title again?
Under the Blossoming Cherry Trees. Go watch that immediately. Seriously.
So, I love his excuse for asking. He says, sorry, I'm snacking loudly.
It's just all I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. That sounds amazing.
I can't recommend it highly enough. Like, it is so good.
Wow.
Perfect movie.
Interesting. Okay, my next 2 I would put up there with again, can't recommend nearly enough. This one, some people will probably think it's obvious. I am astonished that there's no HD release of Dead Presidents.
Okay.
Come on. It's a heist film, which everybody seems to like great heist films. It's a really interesting story, you know, trying to get these retired bills before they're taken out of circulation. It's relating to black cinema, which is doing fairly well at the moment. It's also relating to the military because it talks about Vietnam and all that. Keith David, kind of amazing in it. I love Keith David in so many things that he's done. Obviously, The Thing, obviously Tales from the Hood, and then he's astonishing in Dead Presidents. And again, like when we talk about things that are influential, this is up there for the way that they filmed the action behind this heist. There's no way that some of the ways that they made these shots didn't hit like early 2000 cinema. It hit so many of those movies. Dead Presidents was important to a lot of people.
I feel like that might be something Criterion could do. Just they did Society, like Deep Cover. They've been kind of working their way, so I could see maybe that coming soon.
I would love a Deep Cover style release for that.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. That would be very nice.
Oh yeah, I don't know how I didn't say They Live. Yeah.
Oh, They Live doesn't have a Blu-ray?
No, it's got like 19 Blu-ray for Keith David.
Oh, okay. I know, like I can almost see it on my shelf. So
it's got like 4 4K releases. I think we're okay on They Live.
That would be insane if that didn't happen.
Yeah. John Carpenter's been exploited forever. What is number one on your list?
Number one, Pinball Summer, also known as Pickup Summer on VHS in America. And it's by the guy who did My Bloody Valentine. And it's
no way.
It is so good. Just basically the most perfect sex comedy imaginable. I love it so much. Great soundtrack, great cast. It's amazing. And I feel like it'd be good for the like CIP label or whatever.
Yes.
In like, I don't know why it hasn't come out. I almost thought about like reaching out to the director just to see what was up. Like,
Hell yeah, do it, please.
what'd you say?
Hell yeah, do it, please.
I reached out to some people and like got some responses, and then I was just like, no, like I need somebody else to do it. Almost like I want it so bad, but like I don't know. I feel like I just want somebody else to do it so I can sit back and relax and just enjoy it when it happens. But them or Shout should do it. And I can already picture the cover in my head too. I love like pinball movies and just that whole I love sex comedies, and they don't get enough like Blu-ray love. I feel like hardly anyone releases them. And if they do, it's normally like bare bones, like nothing on it really. So that one is that's my number one.
You've got a lot of people praising Pinball Summer in the chat. And then Will Dodson, who's on here on the all the time, he says, "Yup, Dan knows his VH shit."
Thank you.
Distorted Visions. We were just talking about this, Dan. Also, Kenny and Company and Jim and the World's Greatest need a proper release. Coscarelli deserves all the love. Kenny and Company for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I watched that in the worst quality ever. I need to see it again in good quality.
Yes, there's a lot of those, and again, if CIP could pick that up, I'd love to see. It would be a weird double feature only based on the name, but I'm just going to throw it out there just to make the world do it. Give us a double feature of Pinball Summer and Pin, that the Canadian horror movie. That would be great.
I thought you were going to say Tilt. Tilt was I want that so bad. That's another. I love anytime like something like that is made to seem so important. Like there's one movie like that's like foosball is the most important thing, and pinball being the most, like I love those types of movies where it's just classic late 70s, early 80s where there's like a tournament involving, pinball or high stakes. It's great.
For sure. My number one is another one that people look at as an obvious answer. I'm hoping that this release from Radiance is enough to highlight Todd Salons and give us a release of Happiness already. I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman died, and we still don't have this on HD. Come on.
It makes no sense.
None at all. And this is the second John Lovitz title of the night. I love that. Yeah, John Lovitz, not huge in this movie, but I love John Lovitz. And Todd Salons has some amazing things, and we need Happiness. We need Happiness bad.
I agree. That would be so good. One of my favorite movies.
Nice. What do you got for some honorable mentions?
Okay, let me run through these quick. Nowhere. I need the Iraqi movie. I think like Doom Generation, they're doing some 4K screenings with it right now, so maybe Nowhere's eventually. I'm not sure. Then I got Tougher Than Leather. That's the Run DMC movie. Need that. Snow Day, the Nickelodeon movie. That is a masterpiece. I love that movie so much. I need that packed with extras.
Just to reiterate, Dan said he was born in 1990.
Yeah. And that will be obvious with the next one. Harriet the Spy.
Yes! I love Harriet the Spy.
Why does that? Well, for one, they did the Good Burger like Blu-ray recently, and it was like shit, like no special features or anything.
And they just announced a sequel. How did you not capitalize on a great Good Burger release?
I know maybe they'll do one when the sequel comes out. But
yeah, maybe.
Needs that. Then I got Spice World.
Yes. How is this not on Blu-ray?
They should have done like a Blu-ray with that, and then when they like a documentary about when they first like reunited, because I know they've been reuniting here and there and doing like different tours, but I would have loved a Spice Girls thing.
Yep.
Then Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I'm pretty sure that doesn't have a Blu-ray.
Not yet.
That needs one. One of my favorite.
One of mine honorable mentions too.
Nice. Not of This Earth. The Tracy Lords. Yeah, that needs a Blu-ray. And I think like the Roger Corman stuff is starting to come out now, maybe. So I think there was like an issue with his family arguing about something. It had a good DVD, but I would like a Blu-ray of it.
That would probably be Shout Factory now.
Yeah. And then the last thing on my list is Kids.
There is a German Blu-ray, but again, we do need a good American Blu-ray of it.
Is there anything on that? Do you know? I
don't think there's any extra special features.
I went to they did an anniversary screening years ago. I don't even remember how, maybe 8 years ago or something. And everyone was at it. That would have been the perfect time. They should have filmed that. And then it had Harmony and Larry Clark and Rosario Dawson and Chloe, the chance of getting them all together.
Nowadays, God no.
Oh yeah, I know. Even then, I did not think it was going to happen, even up until it finally did. There might have been a little tension in the room, but it was still a great Q&A. So they should have filmed that. And then, and they just did that kids documentary too. Yep. Yeah, so they could include that. That was I like that movie. So
there are a couple from Larry Clark that are still not on Blu-ray, I think, right?
Yes. What is Ken Park?
Bully? I don't think is either yet.
Okay, Bully is a masterpiece. That needs
Ken Park is definitely not yet.
Yeah, that one. Does that even have a US DVD, or I don't even know?
No, I don't believe it's ever been in circulation in the US.
Yeah, because I remember back when I had to get some bootleg thing back when I wanted to watch it. So
yeah, they're still floating around. Somebody in the group chat just requested one that I'm in this last week.
What? Oh, the bootleg of it?
Of Ken Park, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, there's got to be another one to hit. Yeah, Kids. Bully's probably the one I was thinking of. Bully would be kind of a big deal right now.
Yes. I think some of the people got out of prison, the real people, this year, or within the past couple of years. So
how's that for some special features?
That would be amazing. I know the actual cast, I think, met with the people in jail to work on their performances. I think I heard that. So it'd be cool to maybe see what they're up to, I guess.
Interesting. See how they were rehabilitated.
Yeah, exactly. Insane.
Some of my short list, Edgar Wright's Fistful of Fingers. It's his first film from 95. I'm just Edgar Wright fanboy, and I would love to have that. It was rumored for a good 2.5 years that Arrow was supposed to release it, and nothing is materialized. I think the last time they mentioned it was 2019. So I think by now they likely would have done it if they were still able to, but who knows? This seems like an obvious pick for them. It's Edgar Wright. You know that would sell well.
Yeah, maybe they're just slowly working on it and collecting special features and stuff. Plus COVID, maybe that threw them off. Who knows? It could still happen.
Could be. And you took a couple of mine, by all means, nothing wrong with that. Thank you. And then the big thing I've got left is my list of the obvious ones. The Camerons, we need The Abyss, we need True Lies. It's rumored that we're getting at least The Abyss in 4K supposedly this year. That would be amazing. I adore David Fincher as well. How do we not have a Panic Room HD release yet? Again, there is a rumored 4K supposedly coming. I can't wait to see if they can do that. And then I got to go for some big comedies like The Absurdist, Freddy Got Fingered. We absolutely need. Masterpiece.
I would buy that in a second.
And then the other big one, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. It's a modern classic, and this is another one. Arrow actually hinted that they might be doing this. I think they said something on Twitter that maybe we'll have to look into this, but with some emojis to make it look like we're already doing something. So
thank God, that needs to happen.
Fingers crossed.
I can imagine how good the special features on that would be too. Just them hanging out, doing a commentary or something. It'd be
hell yeah, so super high.
It'd be amazing.
And then we've got like 900 comments about stuff that other people want. So let me take a look
Okay.
at some of these.
So yeah, let's look.
Wow. There have been a lot of comments.
Good.
Gosh. Summer Rental, Iced is great. Matango, definitely on my wish list. Elves is a no-brainer. How did our Xmas beat Elves to Blu-ray? That's funny. Justin Beam of Reverend Entertainment posted a pic with Waters. He said could be that or Crybaby 4K. Unfortunately, it's probably the Crybaby release that Kino has already announced.
Okay, I want that Crybaby bad.
Yes.
I want anything like Tracy Lords, that era. There's still some stuff, like I mentioned, Out of This Earth and Crybaby.
Yep. If Looks Could Kill, The Night Before, A Simple Plan, The Gift, Mute Witness, A Dirty Shame still doesn't have a Blu-ray either. Interesting.
Maybe a lot of this stuff will come out too. That he's working on a new movie. I saw so.
Yeah, I think he did just announce that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Will agreed with you on the House Party movies. He says we need preservation, and those are absolutely important.
So good. I want it to be on like Criterion. Seriously, it needs to like get the respect it deserves. Perfect movie.
Speaking of Criterion, how do we not have After Hours yet?
That needs to. I thought it was rumored like 100 different times.
It has been.
Why?
Just like Inland Empire was forever, and now we finally have it.
Oh, I'm watching that on Saturday. I've never seen it.
Yeah, that's neither have I.
That I haven't seen.
Ooh, enjoy. Sex and Fury is the most important film that needs a restoration and release. The Devils would argue with you, but hey, I guess I should have said that's another one of the obvious ones, but it's Warner Brothers is probably never going to do anything with it. Near Dark, doing it properly is Big Discs #1. There is a couple Blu-rays, but they are pretty bad Blu-rays. They're very dark and the sound is atrocious.
Oh, really? I remember like the DVD, like the 2-disc set or whatever. I remember getting that back in the day and being so happy.
Yeah, there was it Anchor Bay? Somebody did a US Blu-ray here like in 2009. It was way early in Blu-ray and it just did not look good. It's clear they didn't do any color correcting for like the darks. So especially in the beginning, the shadows, you can't see a damn thing. And then there's a German media book, but it's the exact same master. So it did nothing. Tom says Muriel's Wedding, yes, with Toni Collette, please. Crimes of the Heart with Keaton, Lang, and Spacek. Yeah, we're probably not either one of those, unfortunately. Flickering Waves about Pink Floyd's The Wall says if it requires Pink Floyd's approval, they probably can't agree on anything right now. They really messed up the anniversary edition of Dark Side. I've heard that people were unhappy with that. Oh, look at that. Sibner said Bully just a little while ago. Nice.
Nice.
The miniseries Unscripted. I don't think I know that one.
Okay, Unscripted. Sounds familiar. But it's not popping into my head.
Yeah, there are many Larry Cohen films still not on Blu-ray. Deadly Illusions, which never got a DVD release. There's all kinds of stuff that he wrote and didn't direct that's not on Blu-ray yet either.
Yeah, speaking of Tracy, I know she's in the movie. I can't even think of the movie. I think it has like Judge Reinhold in it.
Oh, God damn it, yes.
It's like 94 or something. It's like in mid thing. Forget
that's
the name.
The one. Cohen did direct this one, right?
Yes, he directed it, yeah. And it's good. It's underrated. I like it a lot.
As Good as Dead? Or As Good as Dead. Yeah, it's a TV movie.
Yep. That needs more love.
Judge Reinhold, Tracy Lords, and Crystal Bernard.
Nice.
Oh God, the Judge Reinhold picture on IMDb right now is not good.
That's fine.
Let's see. Couch says I think Vinegar Syndrome could release Pinball Summer. Dan would be very happy.
Oh, I would be so happy. It makes no sense. It would sell like just mention My Bloody Valentine and like Pinball. Like it's no brainer.
The World's Greatest Sinner deserves a wider, preferably on Blu release. Unfortunately, too relevant these days. True. Lamora, yeah, that would make a good Blue. That Synapse DVD isn't terrible, but yeah, it definitely could use a good Blue. And knowing Synapse, hopefully they'd go all the way to 4K with that nowadays.
Yeah, that'll probably happen one day.
Will says Home Alone 3. It's the best of the series.
I just watched every Home Alone recently. Like,
and you survived.
Yes. I actually thought maybe the newest one wasn't like that bad. But the first two are masterpieces, in my opinion.
Are we up to 5 or 6 now?
That's a good question. I would have to check online. I know that. Oh wait, I think 6 actually.
Jeez. Paul says noises off. We need a packed release for Dick Tracy, the Rocketeer, and Camp Nowhere. Camp Nowhere is a great movie, and that one, I believe Kino had put it out on Blue, and it went out of print really quickly for some reason.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good Blu-ray. But if it has one, then maybe it won't happen.
I think, yeah, I see it right there. Yeah. How about License to Drive not being out of print? Lots of Sidney Lumet, not on Blu-ray, weirdly enough. Q&A, Family Business, and Guilty as Sin. Guilty as Sin does not have a Blu-ray. Interesting. Dead Sea Life says the cast of kids are in their 50s. Feel old yet?
Yeah. Well, they all still look good, and they're all still. Well, I mean, the ones that are alive. I mean,
yeah.
Chloe was in the Poker Face. Rosario Dawson, obviously, everything.
Yeah. Rosario's everywhere nowadays.
I see somebody said Trash Humpers. I agree. Anything Harmony that's not on Blu-ray needs a Blu-ray.
Absolutely. Another Day in Paradise.
Yep.
Teenage Wasteland. Mondo Kane. Yeah, we got a lot of good answers in here. Bruiser. When I brought up Edgar Wright, somebody said to put Spaced on Blue. I would love that.
Yeah, that DVD set was good for that back in the day, but yeah, that could go on Blue for sure.
Arrow does hint a lot, and then it seems like they've not been following through on some of it. Beyond the Mat.
Yep.
I Was a Teenage Zombie.
Yeah, now that they're that wrestling in shadows or whatever did well, I could see Beyond the Mat happening soon. That's so good.
Yeah. Man, lots of stuff on here. Loving these answers for sure.
There's so many documentaries that
documentaries get forgotten quickly.
Oh yeah, so many favorites that are not on Blu-ray and are hard to find on DVD even.
That is true. Lots of Elvis movies missing on Blue. Some of the DVDs look pretty bad. Yeah, ain't that the truth? All right. House of Laughing Windows, obviously. It's another big one. Run and Kill, Night of the Juggler, Pura Sangre. Yeah. That's a lot. I've reached the bottom. That's a hell of a wish list. Now, if only we could get at least half of those in the next, I don't know, 6 months. Is that asking too much?
Yeah. It's it's clear. That's why I see some people complain about too many Blu-ray companies or too many releases. Seriously, it's never ending. The great shit that's a lot of it has never made it to disc at all, not even DVD or anything. So I love it. There's so much more. Certain times there's certain titles that when they finally come out, I'm always so happy. Wildlife. I wanted that forever. That finally happened. Get Crazy.
Yeah.
It's great. That's one of my favorite things is when one of these wish list titles finally come out.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to look back and cross some of these off. And that was one of the cool things is I was like, maybe I should make a list of the obvious ones just in case. So I just did a quick Google before we started. And some of these that are not even that old, 3 years old, and half of the wish list titles are already out. And it's just nice to see okay, we're still slowly picking away at what we need. And obviously we're never going to get everything. We just have to come to terms with that. But at the same time, film accessibility is that important. And even, stuff like you're putting out, it's not stuff that a lot of people know of, but they all deserve that type of respect. It's, again, as I've said too many times on this show, every single film has been somebody's favorite movie. And without us giving that respect back like they gave respect to the film, it's not going to be there forever. And it's art. We got to preserve it.
I agree. you could go country by country,
Oh
and there's
God, yes.
hundreds and hundreds of things, or you could go state by state, and there's so many movies that deserve a Blu-ray, and also the stories of making those movies
Yeah.
deserve to be told, and different performances. Like, there's so much that needs to, be preserved and get put out on Blu-ray.
And that's why, some of the stuff you're doing, interviewing these random backcountry people that have not seen, press for a movie since 1993 or whatever. It's a big deal because some of these people, I mean, not to be morbid, they're on their way out. A lot of them.
Yeah. The main interview on like the release that's coming out Saturday is seriously like the best. Not even complimenting me, nothing to do with me doing the interview. The guy is an absolute legend, so anyone who buys that release needs to watch that interview.
Nice.
I actually want, like, it was so good, I'm like, we should make a feature length like documentary about this. Like, he did more than anyone ever. Like, seriously, he did so much good shit in his life. It's insane. So much crazy stuff. It's great.
Well, I can't wait to see how this release does for you because it sounds like it's going to be incredible. And again, to be putting out the shirt, what else is coming with it? You got a shirt coming?
Yeah, there's going to be a shirt and a poster too. So
Poster too.
Blu-ray, shirt, and poster. So I'll post all that stuff on my Instagram and everywhere. So
yeah, and of course I'll be posting all the announcements the moment that we come out with those. And then Dr. Will Dodson, Ashby Owls in the chat. He'll be with us next Thursday to talk about all these for the first week of the month. Dan, this has been amazing. Thanks for hanging out tonight.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Before Dan heads out, any questions about VHS HitFest? Anybody wants to know? We've got, how many releases do we have so far? Is it 4 or 3 that have been put out?
3 that are out.
Okay, so this will be number 4.
Yep.
So anything about any of the first 3 titles that anybody are dying to know that you didn't find in the special features? I mean, first off, Corn Chucker took the world by storm the moment that came out.
Yeah, I was very happy to put that out, and it being the first one too. I was super happy. We actually licensed something that I feel like is going to be like the next Corn Chucker. It's going to blow people away, and it was shot on film, and the guy still has the like film, so we're going to actually get it like transferred.
Wow.
So this is about to be super, super cool.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna go do the interview in like a few months for that one, so I'm excited.
That's fantastic. Hope the art is as iconic as that Corn Chucker art was.
Oh, that when I saw that behind the scenes, when I saw that still, like,
yeah,
and I knew somehow it needed to be the art, and I was blown away by what like Earl came up with, like the font and like the way he placed everything. Oh,
it's so perfect. Nice. It's like a 1994 like Roswell VHS tape of somebody coming out of a fever dream, looking over a hill and going, the aliens just landed. What?
I know. It's like you have to find out what is on that disc when you see that. It's so just odd, almost Texas Chainsaw, but then like you said, it's kind of like UFO Roswell, like just weird shit. You can tell the movie's about to be odd.
Absolutely. I don't know what just spurred my memory, but I did want to give an update because I've had a lot of people ask about this. Vinegar Syndrome in January had announced that they're doing a 10-film box set that was supposedly going to be coming out in May, and that has been pushed to later in the year. And they said the reason is they found better movies to put in the box set. So not sure exactly what that means, but it's still coming, and it should still be here this year, just a little bit later.
Nice. I'm excited for that one.
Lots of people praising the movie Freaked, wanting that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's definitely one that needs to come out.
Distorted Vision says you've got to give the people who stuck around a little more of a teaser for that big fall release as a treat. Anything else you can say about that one for October?
It's insane. People will mention like melting your mind when you watch, some super fucked up weird movie. This one is going to change everyone's life. It's so insane. It was made by 3 people. It was just him, his brother, and his mom, and he like shot and edited it all on like VHS. We actually we got the master for it, and it was like in his basement, like, and it got moldy, so I had to clean it, and like I thank God I did. It's pristine, like it looks so good, way better than like the tape that we were going to use, so it'll look great. And I think he only ever made 20 copies total, and I think only like 8 sold ever. So like potentially 8 people in the world at most have like seen this movie. That it's I have a feeling like it's not on any torrent things, not on like I've never seen it on YouTube or anything.
No bootlegs.
No bootlegs for sure. No bootlegs.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I'm
That's
really,
the kind of thing that's so exciting.
Yeah, I agree. We went and did the interview, and like he got back in character. Like the director plays like the lead character, and we got him to go back in character, and it's some of the best. Like it's so good. He like hosts a bunch of crazy stuff. I actually like 2 days ago, like it came to me what the art's gonna be too, and I'm so excited to like tell Earl and like start working on it. I got the idea. Perfect. So I'm really happy about this one. People are gonna be blown away. Perfect for October too, which is when it'll come.
Nice. Interesting. Yeah. Dan, how did you ever find out about it? Unless you were one of the 8 people that bought one.
I'm not one of the 8, but he did an ad in an old Starlog magazine. One ad he paid for, which I think he said like that it might have cost more for that ad than he like ever made on the thing. So like I wanted to find it forever. I can't get too in depth about how
right.
But I eventually tracked him down, and like he was in disbelief. He's not online at all, nothing. And let's just say I found him somehow, and like his mind was blown when I asked to release it. He didn't think I was actually going to show up at his house. Like even when I said we were doing the interview, like his mind was blown when we actually like knocked on the door and we're there. It was great.
Wow. See, and I think we kind of talked about this last time. I adore when some of these people are taken aback by somebody actually respecting something that they poured so much of their life into. And it's, again, like I said a few minutes ago, it's just that tiny bit of respect that we can give back that they gave to the project. That means so much to these people that they haven't touched it in 25, 30 years. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, the reaction to like the 3 that we've already done, like the directors getting those releases has been amazing, especially like Saint's Menagerie. He was so happy like getting to see it in good quality with the art, like get the whole package. Like that's the best feeling. That's kind of why like I want to keep doing it and will keep doing it, just because those reactions.
That one it didn't have a later release date. It was like 2000 or 2001 technically.
Yes. Yeah, 2001. Yep. He in like 95 and then
right. So for that one, I can't imagine putting 6 years of your life into a film like this. That's always on the back burner. You're kind of working on it for that long. And then 22 years later, people are suddenly putting all kinds of reviews on Letterboxd for it. That's got to be mind-blowing.
Oh yeah, I think like there was like 2 reviews maybe ever for it until like the release. And also he said like that the movie, he didn't know if it would like come out, and then like when it finally was finished, he had the choice between doing a VHS or doing a DVD because it was 2001, and he chose to do VHS. So basically, like, no one bought it when it came out, which is terrible to say, but like, so it never had a disc in any way. So it was really great to finally, be able to give it a nice release, and like it made him super happy.
Nice. We got a comment for you. Fame Gone Wild says, "My man Dan, I remember you collecting movies back on Maple. Keep grinding. OG Ray B."
Oh wow, what? That's one of my old good friends. That's actually Ray Blanks. Shout out. Related to Billy Blanks, the legend.
Wow, look at that.
Erie legend. The whole family eats great.
That's amazing. Yeah. Welcome, Ray.
So good.
Yeah, I again, I can't imagine being that director and not having anybody ever seen the film, and then in 2023 you got a saved Google search for it or something, and suddenly everybody popping up on Letterboxd talking about how they love it.
Yeah, I know, it's so good. And like he never made any money off of it. He lost a ton of money. So
Of course.
being able to finally, you know, actually get it seen and get reviews and into stores and stuff, he's super happy about it. So that was great. And I know a lot of the things that we're working on now, those directors are really happy. And we were filming interviews last weekend, actually, and that was an amazing day of just so many great stories told, like a bunch of the cast and different crew members. The guy made like 3 movies and some shorts, and so we're gonna do all 3, like basically a career retrospective with the documentary and everything. So it'll be a nice like package of his life's work. So I'm excited about that one too.
Nice. Well, you mentioned you were in Missouri. If you're ever back in Missouri, let me know. I'll take you to dinner or something.
Okay, I might need to come out to Missouri again. There's more. It's weird how many movies were made out that way.
Actually, a lot out here, and a lot of people have moved here over the years because it's similar. Like it's a little more big city in some of the areas they're in, but it's still small town feel. Like downtown Kansas City, you can be at a giant airport and then 10 minutes later be standing in the middle of a farm, literally.
Yeah,
Kansas City is
funny.
Awkward.
I just I think 3 of the movies we're doing this year were all made in Missouri. So that's
wow.
like just by chance, completely different genres, no relation at all 3 hours apart. But
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Nice. All right, my friend. I think everything is drying up. I appreciate you coming on. This has been an incredible, incredible conversation.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I'm always down to come back.
Sweet. Everybody, please make sure that you check out the new release from VHS HitFest or VH Shitfest, however you want to say it, on Saturday. We don't know the title yet. We're not allowed to, but it sounds incredible. Thank you again to all of the patrons of the channel. You guys are amazing and keep this going. Way more than you could possibly know. And other than that, let's hang out again next Thursday. Dan, thank you. We'll talk again soon, hopefully.
All right. Thank you. See ya.
Have a good night.
You too.